The ship hums like a city pretending to sleep. Music still drifts from the upper decks, laughter slipping through the corridor seams, while below, a single corridor remains dark, one that never made it onto the guest map. She doesn't know why it catches her eye, only that something about its silence feels deliberate. People say luxury hides its flaws behind glass and light. She begins to wonder what hides beneath the waves instead. Somewhere out there, someone is already watching, already counting minutes until the noise stops. Why is that corridor unmonitored? And who would ever need a place where no one can see? Morning brings quiet. Too clean, too deliberate. The announcement says, "Incident under review." But the air smells of bleach and brine. People whisper about the woman who filmed everything. Somewhere deep below, a logbook updates itself, erasing the line that marked her cabin number. Wind presses against windows like a restless hand. They keep saying it's a search effort, but everyone knows the sea doesn't return what it takes. Somewhere a corridor light flickers, then steadies, as if someone unseen has passed through. In the laundry of the ship, someone finds a damp notebook. The ink runs, words dissolving mid-sentence. There's a place no one can see. The page smells faintly of seawater and camera oil. Night again. The ship glides smooth over calm water, pretending nothing ever happened. But silence has weight now, pressing into every wall. Somewhere below deck, a small red light blinks to life, recording. The storm passes, but silence lingers like fog in the halls. Doors stay locked. Corridors smell faintly of burnt metal and salt. Crew members speak in lowered tones, their movements rehearsed and hollow. Somewhere above, a single gull circles the deck, lost, circling something it cannot land upon. They call the event an incident, though no one dares name it. For the first time since departure, the ship feels smaller, as if every hallway has grown shorter, every reflection closer than before. The missing hour between power loss and sunrise remains untouched, deleted, rewritten, or erased. But someone remembers. The pool deck looks ordinary again. Chairs aligned, towels folded, water smooth as glass. But something feels rehearsed, too deliberate. People swim, but no one dives deep. A crew member hums off key while scrubbing a railing where salt stains never fade. Someone wonders aloud if the ocean ever keeps count of what it's taken. The music starts up again, louder this time, drowning the quiet with forced laughter. Noon heat settles heavy on the ship, yet the air feels cold. Someone has replaced all corridor bulbs on the lower decks. Light too bright, shadows too sharp. People avoid the unmonitored passage, pretending it doesn't exist. At night, footsteps echo from there, soft, steady, and unclaimed. When asked, the captain says, "Old pipes, nothing more." But the sound never matches the rhythm of the waves. Dinner service resumes. The buffet smells of citrus and distraction. Music drifts from the string quartet, thin and weary. No one mentions the announcement that never played. Somewhere in the kitchen, a timer buzzes without purpose. Someone says, "It's just routine." But the words crumble midair. Even laughter now sounds rehearsed, like lines remembered from a script no one believes in anymore. Midnight again. The sea glows pale beneath a half moon. Wind presses against the windows like something trying to get in. Somewhere in the dark, a printer hums, spitting out images no one cued. They show the corridor, minute by minute. The last one freezes at 2:14 a.m., one frame before the storm cut the feed. A blurred figure turns toward the camera. Then static. The investigation begins with too many hands and too few truths. Crew and passengers swarm like echoes, retracing steps already erased. The air tastes of disinfectant and fear. Every corridor feels narrower now. They speak in clipped phrases. Routine check, weather error, data loss. But under the rehearsed calm, panic seeps through. The ship sails on schedule, though everyone knows time has stopped for one. Somewhere, the truth hums beneath the engines, waiting to surface. The missing deck is sealed now, officially for repairs. Guards stand where no guards stood before. Yet at night, One can still hear faint dripping from behind the locked metal door. They call it condensation. Others call it something else. Every locked space becomes a question no one wants answered. Silence is the new rule aboard the ship, and it spreads faster than rumor. Rumors ripple through the passengers, of voices from the lower decks, of lights flickering in rooms long empty. Some say the sea is restless, others whisper the ship carries something it shouldn't. Official updates come daily but say nothing. The name of the missing woman disappears from the roster entirely, yet her keycard still unlocks the door to her cabin. No one dares enter. Inside the cabin, nothing looks disturbed, yet everything feels wrong. The air is colder here. The mirror is smudged, but only eye level. A camera rests on the nightstand, lens cracked clean through. Someone whispers her name and the light flickers once. They leave quickly, each pretending not to have heard it. That night, the ship holds its breath. The sea is still, the air heavy. Someone hums below deck, a song the crew insists no one knows. The investigators prepare a statement for the next morning, yet none of them sleep. They've begun to understand. The missing hour never ended. It just moved somewhere else. The ship feels awake in ways it shouldn't. Screens flicker to life on their own, displaying fragments of video no one remembers recording. The storm's static has returned, not outside, but inside the system. Words appear and vanish. Don't look here. In the mess hall, conversations die mid-sentence when the lights pulse. Somewhere deep below, metal clangs like a heartbeat. Someone, or something, has started talking back through the code. They gather in the communications room, trying to decode what the ship has become. The data won't transfer. Files loop endlessly. One message appears across every device. 2:17 a.m. Corridor open. A time none of them remember hearing aloud. The ship's hum deepens, as though it's listening. Someone wonders if this isn't a malfunction, but a memory replaying itself through the circuits. A breakthrough, or a mistake. They feed the corrupted drive into an old monitor hidden in storage. The image unfolds like a wound reopening. Rain. Static, the echo of footsteps. Then a faint voice. They can't agree whose it is. The sound loops, fragments overlapping until the words become almost clear. Not the storm. Not the fall. She was pushed. Silence after the recording feels louder than the storm ever did. They realize someone tampered with the surveillance system long before the disappearance. Logs show manual overrides, coded in initials none of them recognize, or perhaps refuse to. Each tries to rationalize, to retreat into procedure, but guilt hangs heavy like humidity. The ship creaks, long and low, as though shifting beneath their lies. Night again. The sea lies still, but the ship feels alive. Its lights pulsing like breath. In her cabin, the journalist's recovered camera begins recording without touch. Across the hall, devices restart themselves. From the speakers, a voice whispers, "Not quite human. You watched. You knew." They rush toward the corridor no one should enter, as though the answer waits only for those who dare to see it twice. The corridor door closes behind them with a sound like the sea swallowing air. The smell changes, salt mixed with rust and something older, like decay hidden beneath new paint. It's colder here. Every footstep echoes too long, as if the walls breathe back sound. The power hum falters, replaced by the deep groan of metal shifting under strain. No one speaks, but every heartbeat says the same thing. They've stepped into the ship's real memory now. The one built before cameras, before witnesses, before escape. They descend further into the deck that isn't supposed to exist. Every map shows this space as sealed steel. Yet here it stretches, hallways leading nowhere, stairwells that loop. The air feels damp, heavy, Wrong. Someone mutters that ships sometimes grow, that welds shift with age. But this isn't growth. This is something designed to hide itself. The deeper they go, the more the air tastes like old electricity. They find a room filled with old machinery, silent now, half buried in dust. Every surface glints with moisture, and faint fingerprints mark the consoles. The captain insists this area predates renovations, but his voice shakes. Among the machinery lies a single chair, bolted to the floor, facing a blank screen. Someone once sat here, watching something no one should have seen. The silence around it hums like memory trapped in metal. They replay the recovered footage again, though each knows they shouldn't. The room fills with Clara's voice, broken by static, not the storm, not the sea. The last words vanish under distortion, replaced by a metallic shriek. The captain orders power cut, but the screens stay alive. On every monitor, the same timestamp appears, blinking. 2:17. 0 a.m. The missing minute they never accounted for, now looping endlessly. They should have left. But curiosity has teeth, and guilt keeps them tethered. The deck vibrates beneath their feet, a pulse in the metal growing stronger. Then, the faint thud of footsteps approaching. The air thickens. A voice, calm and close, says, "You were supposed to keep her safe." None of them speak, yet each knows who it's meant for. Somewhere behind them, a door slams shut. The lights die. Dawn breaks hollow and gray. The ship drifts slower now, engines murmuring, like they're tired of pretending. The night's terror dissolves into whispers and denials, but each face on deck carries the same haunted vacancy. Then a message comes through maintenance. A diver found something wedged near the ballast vent. A waterproof camera, still sealed, still blinking red. No one volunteers to open it first. They all know whose it must be. They take the camera to the communications room, isolating it from the ship's network. Every breath feels loud as they wait for the upload to begin. Static fills the screen. Then bursts of color. Fragments of faces, reflections, rain, glass. The timestamp flashes again and again, too. 17 a.m., the moment the ship went blind. What plays next changes everything. They replay it frame by frame, unwilling to accept what they think they saw. Behind Clara, another figure moves, tall, uniformed, face half-lit. She turns suddenly, camera jarring, shouting something drowned by thunder. Then a hand reaches toward the lens. The feed glitches, distorts, and ends. Everyone looks at Ethan. He doesn't speak. He doesn't have to. Truth unravels like wire stripped bare. Ethan explains the orders came weeks before sailing, temporary blind spots, for privacy compliance. But no one believes him, not even himself. The captain demands logs, timestamps, any proof that might cleanse the guilt corroding the air. The ship feels smaller again, like its walls have begun to close in. The storm outside returns, but quieter this time, as if listening for the end. By night, the ship feels like confession incarnate. Rain strikes the hull in slow rhythm, syncing with the heartbeat of those who remain. The captain makes a decision. When they dock, the footage will be surrendered, every copy preserved. But as they prepare the file transfer, the system locks itself. A new line of text crawls across the screen. 2:17 a.m. File in use. Then another. I never left. The storm clears as if erased from the sky, leaving air too still to trust. The ship glides through silence. Even the engines sound cautious now. They've sealed off the unmonitored corridor, disconnected the main network. And yet, the monitors still blink, every single one replaying the same minute of footage. They've stopped trying to explain it. The truth is simpler, crueler. Some things once seen can't be undone, The sea reflects a perfect mirror of the ship above, and in that reflection there are more people than should exist. When authorities radio for updates, the captain hesitates before replying. What can he say? That the missing passenger still speaks through corrupted video, that her voice now threads through every intercom. Static hums in the background, forming syllables no one wants to decipher. The ship hums, lights flickering in slow rhythm, matching the cadence of Clara's last heartbeat caught on tape. There's no more denial left, only the echo of unfinished truth. Below deck, they gather one last time. 4 survivors surrounded by the hum of power, neither mechanical nor natural. Clara's recovered camera lies on the table between them. Still recording, though no one's touched it. A faint rhythm pulses in its red light, timed perfectly to the ocean's sway. They talk in whispers now, about guilt, about memory, about how sometimes the ocean doesn't take, it keeps, and maybe so does the ship. Morning rises slow, dull gold on gray water. The coast appears on the horizon, but no one cheers. The air smells different, like copper, ozone, and something unspoken. The investigation team waits at dock, their cameras ready. The ship slows, its engines groaning in protest, almost reluctant to let go. As they prepare to disembark, a new sound cuts through the calm. A digital chime, soft, precise. The ship's intercom activates by itself. 2:17 a.m. File restored. They dock at sunrise. Officials swarm, questions bloom, but none of the 4 can speak. Their recordings are confiscated. Their statements sound rehearsed even to their own ears. That night, long after disembarkation, a video uploads to Maya's private channel. Scheduled automatically. The title reads, 2:17 a.m. The footage plays 5 seconds of storm, 1 second of static, and then her voice. It's still watching. Then, nothing.